Hey guys, this is the Fifinator from the Fantasy Geeks here, and in this video, me and Wilbur will be going through our teams just 1 week away from the official Premiership season. So why not get into it? At D1 is Sam Doherty, a lock for most people's teams. Sam will just continue the form that he showed from last year, and he will be bigger and better than ever. He'll stack the stat sheet and hopefully average 110 plus. Jordan Dawson at D2, he'll be another great option. Been given the captaincy for the Crows this year, and he'll look to increase his game to even another level. Andrew McGrath, D3, bit of a value option actually. It looked really good in the practice matches, and I reckon he'll be a really good pick. Elliot Yeo, a ton of people also have him in his teams, and he's a really good mid-priced option. He'll be playing in the midfield, half-back flank for the Eagles, and he'll hopefully look to get 90 plus. And Charlie Constable and Ruben Ginby, my two defender rookies. Constable had a really good role for the Suns in the practice matches coming off the flank. He made 80 odd, and Ruben Ginby looked like an absolute beast out there racking up the points from his limited amount of game time. So, heading on into the guts, gone Brayshaw over the pig himself, Rory Laird at D1. I'm sticking to my Freo faithful, maybe a bit of a risk, but Brayshaw's a gun, and he'll definitely be averaging hopefully over 110 this year. Tom Green at D2, slightly underpriced, I reckon, for what he'll do this year. I reckon he'll definitely average over 100, and his role is there at the Giants. Lockie Hunter, bit of a risk v reward pick to be at M3 in my midfield, to be honest. I mean, it's a bit of a point of difference for my team, and I really want to get up the ranks this year to hopefully top 100, so hopefully Lockie Hunter can help with that. And James Worpel, Finn Callahan in the middle of my midfield, they're really good mid-priced options. Hopefully they'll go 80 plus this year and they'll add good value to my side. And the three rookies rounding out my midfield, Will Ashcroft, Will Phillips and Cam Mackenzie, all hopefully fantasy picks for this year. Their roles in the midfield are secure and they'll be really good this year. My rocks, Tim English and Rowan Marshall, kind of the two significant rocks to pick from this year. They're so athletic around the ground and they hog the stat sheet in all areas. Moving on to my forward line, Josh Dunkley, one of the supreme fantasy scorers. He'll be bigger and better this year in the midfield. And Stephen Cornelio at F2, he'll continue on from where he was last year and should be a regular pick in most people's teams. Connor Rosie and Tim Taranto as well, they'll continue their form on from last year and hopefully be even better. Tim Taranto moved clubs, the Tigers, his role in the midfield will be a lot more clearer and Rosie will grow into an even better player. And Harry Sheasel and Mateus Filippo, they're my two forward rookies. They should make a lot of cash for me and they are prominent in a lot of people's sides. And my bench, largely undecided, but a few good options. Luke Pedler should cement his spot for the Crows in round one. Samson Ryan, another one that looks likely to play. And Alex Chinchotta, a good option. Obviously, my bench, largely undecided because of team lineups and uncertainty of who will be picked. But this is my fantasy team in a wrap, and I'll hand you over to Wilbur.
Thank you, Fifinator. Now, I'm not the biggest stat guy, so I'll just be talking about my team, not overly talked by Fifinator. Anyway, at D1, we have Sam Doherty. Hopefully he'll be scoring plus hundreds this year and securing his spot at Carlton with hopefully no injuries. Jordan Dawson as a crucial kick-ins for the Adelaide Crows. Andrew McGrath has had a pretty good pre-season so far, and hopefully he can be making plus 90s this year. Elliot Yeo, the one that's everyone been talking about, hopefully he can be scoring 80 plus. Darcy Wilmot and Ruben Gimby. Ruben Gimby is 100% a lock at this moment. He was a beast in the pre-season games, and he'll be most likely scoring 80 plus. Darcy Wilmot, I'm a so-so with him. I'm just gonna stay with him at the moment. Anyway, on to mids. I've gone Zach Merritt for captain, and most likely Dunkley in my forward line for. Where is Dunkley? There he is, in my mid. As vice, depending on obviously loopholes and also matchups. Anyway, I've gone Andrew Brayshaw next. He was pretty good last year and was making solid 100 plus scores. Lockie Hunter, and now he's moved over to Melbourne with a good win role and has been stacking it up in the midfield for Melbourne and been scoring pretty well. Josh Dunkley, obviously he's a lock-in, been given a midfield role at the Brisbane Lions, and he'll be scoring 100 plus. James Worpel, pretty good pre-season so far, and hopefully he can be scoring 90 plus. And my three rookies, Will Ashcroft, Will Phillips, and Cam Mackenzie. And these are no-brainers here. Cam Mackenzie, Will Ashcroft, and Will Phillips all have pretty locked-in roles in the midfield for all their teams, and hopefully they'll be scoring 70 plus and also to make lots of cash. Tim English and Rowan Marshall are our ideal ruckmans. There are plenty others, but these are the two most ideal ruckmans I think there is out there. And Tim Taranto and Stefan Canelio is my two kind of main forwards. Tim Taranto's been given a midfield role at Richmond Tigers and had a pretty good pre-season, made solid 100 plus in the pre-season match, and yeah, I'm looking forward. And Stefan Canelio, he'll be racking up the points like he did last year, along with Connor Rosie, who's been known to make huge scores like 150 plus, and hopefully he can be just making solid 100 plus scores every week. I'm backing the big Connor. Now this is one that I don't know yet. Toby McLean. Look, everyone's looked at him, but I've been looking at him in the pre-season matches, and I'm not sure if he has a good secure role at the moment. He scored like 60, something like that, in the pre-season match, and I'm not sure, but I'm holding him at the moment. And I've also gone for my two rookies, as Fife Note said, Harry Sheezel and Matthias Philippou. And these are pretty no-brainers, with Harry Sheezel making 75, 70 odd in his pre-season match, and Matthias Philippou making plus 50. Hopefully these two can make 70, 80 plus in this year. Anyway, thank you.